Well, it's that time. We have had many Nintendo Direct predictions throughout the past few weeks. We got that surprise Nintendo Switch 1 Direct. I'm going to call it the original Nintendo Switch. Then, of course, we got the predictions for the Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct, which Nintendo really surprised us there in more ways than one. And now, we got the first Nintendo Direct for Mario Kart World. And considering that, it is a Mario Kart World Direct, I think this will be a one-off Direct. I'm not sure if they're going to do many Mario Kart World Directs. But anyways, I am joined by Reese, and we'll be predicting the Mario Kart World Direct with you guys today. And we're going to be watching, once there's more people after the tournament, we're going to be watching the crazy original Mario Kart 8 Direct. Do you guys remember that? It was the one that aired in 2014, and I gotta say, we do Mario Kart tournaments all the time here, but this is something I'm truly excited for. It is just so insanely weird for a Nintendo Direct. If I showed you this, you wouldn't initially think it was a Nintendo Direct. But let's start with some Mario Kart tournaments. We have the Mario Kart Direct tournament, same rules as usual, and Pink Gold Peach is the mascot, because I am summoning Pink Gold Peach into Mario Kart World. Who else wants to see Pink Gold Peach return? I do.
Yeah, I want to see more metal variants. I want to see Yellow Topaz Wario and Purple Amethyst
Donkey
Waluigi.
Kong. Cyan Diamond Rosalina.
And also metal variants of the new characters too, like
Pink Gold
I'm
Spike.
trying to think, like maybe Blue Cobalt Pianta, Bronze Cataquack.
Let me think. Gallium Galumba. Somebody in the chat should make that. If you could make artwork of Gallium Galumba, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the periodic table of elements and come up with different characters for different elements.
Speaking of Bill Nye, we got Bill Nye right here. So
we're gonna have Magnesium Moo
Magnesium Moo.
Aluminum Ant Trooper. Let's see what else.
I mean, pink gold isn't an element, so really you could do things like rustic, or I'm trying to think of a Mario enemy that starts with. Let's just do it by the alphabet. So the first one you got was Ant Trooper.
Yeah, Aluminum Ant Trooper.
Aluminum Ant Trooper. Bronze Bully. Or Crystal Cataquack.
Or how about Copper Cataquack to keep it within the metal theming?
Copper
Copper
Cataquack
would kind of
makes
make sense.
sense.
And for D, I'm trying to think.
It's gonna be
we
Dugan.
have Dolphin for that one.
It could be Dolphin, or is Dugan the character from Thousand Year Door, the dog?
Yeah,
the dog
it's like
enemies?
the dog character.
Oh, we can't include him because he's an RPG character.
Yeah.
Diamond Dolphin?
Unless it's a Diamond Dolphin, yeah, that works.
I'm trying to think. Can you think of a Mario enemy that starts with E?
Egad.
What's that electric enemy called? Like the one in... When you're playing Mario 64, what is that enemy called when you're in the Bowser stage? Like the thing that looks like the Spark from New Super Mario Bros. 2.
Amps. Those are amps.
Oh. I thought they were something like electric. Alright, we'll go back to that one. Emerald Egad.
Emerald Egad. For F, I was thinking, the first thing that popped into my head is Flavio, but we can't have RPG characters, so,
Florian, I was thinking, but he's not really an enemy, but he could still count.
oh, Funky Kong! We have Funky Kong for F.
What metal starts with F, though?
Let me think. Um...
Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Trying to think of metals that start with F.
Hmm.
I guess we'll go with Fire Orange
Oh.
Funky Kong.
Oh, I found a metal. Francium.
Francium Funky Kong. Gallium Galumba. This is harder than I thought.
Let's see, H.
I would say, yeah, we have to stick to English, but Spanish, if you can think of it, could count.
Oh, Hammer Bro for H. That's actually that's a character in the game, Hammer Bro. So that makes sense. But a medal to go along with that.
Halogenic Hammer Brother? Ingot Ice Bullies?
Let's see.
I think that Womp or Thwomp will be a character. I will
Yeah,
find
I
out
think-
if Mario Kart World does have 120 frames per second. Although the thing with 120 frames per second, how many TVs will support it? Because I've been trying to find out if my TV supports it. I dusted off my Xbox Series X for the first time in a very long time. Apparently it does not support 120 frames.
Let's see. For J, I need to think of one here.
This probably could take up the whole stream. But anyways, while we're talking about metal characters, we're gonna do some predictions for Mario Kart World tomorrow. And, you know, considering everything that's gone on, you know what's so funny about the Nintendo Direct? Nintendo disabled
What?
the live chat and the comments.
Oh, the thing about that, I saw someone say, like, that, or I saw, like, a bunch of people comment on my recent video, but then I saw people saying Nintendo usually does this before Directs, but then when they actually go live, they enable it. So I don't know. I heard, like, mixed things about that. Like, some people are saying that's a thing that they've always done, but then other people are saying, oh, they're just doing that this time. So I don't know.
Alright, here's a question. Hey, Demeech, do you wish that guest characters don't return in Mario Kart? I mean, there's so much you can do with the Mario universe. Why do you even need guest characters?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, from I think Mario Kart World is, like, just a good example of that already. Like, we're just seeing, like, a bunch of, like, crazy characters, like the Cataquack in the cow. Like, at that point, we don't even really need...
Thank you for the donation! Roy will make or break my Mario Kart World Nintendo Switch 2 purchase. Are you serious about that? Koopaling's born in wonder, yet you probably still bought it.
You know, the thing is about, you know, even though I'm, like, always, like, begging for the RPG characters to be a thing, I'm still happy with a lot of the characters that were already announced for Mario Kart World. Like, I'm really happy about Pianta, because that's, like, a character that I've been wanting to return for a while. I don't know about you, but it seems like Piantas were almost being, like, phased out of the Mario franchise for a while. Like, they haven't appeared in, like, any brand new games, not counting Mario Kart 8 DLC, since, like the Wii U era, I think. I think the last true new game that they appeared in was
Super
Mario
Mario
and
Maker
Sonic
2.
Rio.
Or would that count?
Wait, what?
They were in Super Mario Maker 2.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. And you got advertisements for the Koopalings, so when it comes to that, I don't know
Oh,
what
no,
exactly...
I was talking about the Piantas, not the
Wait, what?
Koopalings. Yeah, no, I was confused for a second. I knew the Koopalings weren't in, I knew the Koopalings were in, Super Mario Maker 2, but, no, I was talking about the Piantas. I was like, why, the Piantas in Super Mario Maker 2? No, I was talking about how the, Piantas haven't really been in many Mario games since, like, Mario and Sonic Rio 2016.
I mean, usually they'd be in the spin-offs and such. I don't play enough Mario Party to notice if they're there.
Yeah.
Were they
Oh, yeah,
not
I
in
know the
Mario Kart
Piantas were,
Tour?
No, I don't think they were. I looked on the Mario Wiki, and it didn't show the Piantas as, like, a part of it there. I know they did show up in the Thousand Year Door remake, but that is still a remake, even though it's my favorite game of all time, so...
Who would have thought?
But it is nice to see the Piantas and the Cataquacks, like, getting some attention again. Like, just Mario Sunshine stuff in general, I feel like, definitely...
They got a
didn't
new
get
rendition
as, like,
of the Sunshine costume.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. But at the same time, wouldn't you want to keep the original?
Yeah, I think, like... I think it's more kind of like... it seems like a lot of the costumes in this game, like including like Wario's biker outfit, kind of seem like upgrades, or just kind of like slight changes to their original outfits. Like they add like a little thing to it. So, I don't mind that they're slightly different, because it does seem like they're kind of like adding things to it.
I will say with Biker Wario, it's interesting that they made a new biker costume instead of using the one from WarioWare.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, they do have, I'm not sure if you saw it, but there is going to be a Captain Wario costume, and it seems to be pretty close to how it looked in Game & Wario.
Yeah,
So,
I noticed
I don't know.
that.
I think for some costumes they're making it accurate to the originals, and others they're kind of giving them their own identity. So I think it's kind of like a mixture of the two. Another example is like the outfit that kind of like looks like Boshi for Blue Yoshi. I think that's supposed to be like a slight reference, but they were also kind of making it a little different too.
I'm just making a community post about the stream, and I'm gonna put it in the comments. It was cool seeing the Boshi costume.
Oh, here's a good one for a potential character. Like they're acknowledging Super Mario Land and Sarasa Land, and there's like a UFO floating above Daisy's palace in the key art. Yeah, I think Tatonga could definitely be possible.
That's actually one of my predictions.
That's actually like one character that I've been hoping to return for quite a while.
I mean, it makes sense. Tatonga drives a spaceship. What I'm predicting is that the big thing Nintendo is hiding is a story mode. And the thing is, Tatonga will be... What is going on here? Tatonga will be the main villain, because Bowser's already a playable character. And I don't think they do something like an imposter Bowser like they did in Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah. Because that was kind of the identity of Super Mario Party Jamboree. I think it would be kind of weird if they did that again in Mario Kart just, like, less than a year later, so...
T&D, did you want to join? The Booty Bros? What kind of name is that? If we're the Booty Bros, then you're the Bloony Bros. In a bit. He's playing with the Bloonies that I got him, so... Just give him a moment.
Yeah, it's either that, he's either doing that or Sonic R. One of the two.
Or both
Either
at the same time.
Sonic R. Yeah, I mean that's the best experience you can get out of it. So
I think they're reintroducing Sarasaland because of the Mario movie too. Daisy was supposed to appear in the original movie. I mean, there wouldn't be all these references to Super Mario Land if there wasn't something brewing up. Nintendo could be weird like that and just have the random enemies, Toko Toko and Batodon, I think they're called, the Moais.
yeah,
So I'm thinking that
I still think those would be. I still think those would be cool to play as, like, anyway, like on top of Tatanga.
I mean, I have a feeling that they'll be playable. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
you don't have all those characters and references to Super Mario Land without there being more to it. It actually makes sense. You know, they could create a new villain. They've done it recently. Things like Madame Grape and Princess Peach Showtime. Do you guys remember that game? It would be interesting to see Tatanga come back. He's really only been in 2 games. There's a character that's similar in Wario's Woods on the Super Nintendo, but that's really the extent of it. Pretty much at this point, bringing him back would be like a new villain.
Yeah.
You know what the worst thing they could announce in this direct is?
Free updates.
No. Paid DLC.
Yeah.
Paid DLC! Are you predicting it? Because Nintendo's announced paid DLC before games have released before.
Honestly, I know that sounds like a very Nintendo thing to do, but I mean, at this point, honestly, I think that would just be a step too far for them. I'm not sure if they risk doing that at this point. If they were even planning it before, I feel like all of, like, the backlash and stuff, but, like, because the thing is, I feel like within Nintendo right now, it's been a PR nightmare, just due to all the Switch 2 stuff. So, I don't think they're gonna fuel the fire even more, with that. So, even though it does sound like something they do, I just don't think they're gonna do that right now if they have plans of doing that. So...
Rodmar Sims says that one of the characters will be an orange cupcake. There will be a Smush costume for it too. Meta, thank you for the donation. The B Dasher was also spotted and it looks nearly identical to its look in the original Mario Kart DS, original tire treads and everything. I mean, with the B Dasher, you gotta make it look similar to the original because it's a legacy kart. Also, you know what the scariest part of Mario Kart World is? Well, not the scariest. We know what the scariest part is. Dreamcast guy made a video about it. Or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. No, one of the scariest parts about it is that this means we're in 2025. It's been 20 years since Mario Kart Arcade GP and Mario Kart DS have released. That is insane. Although for you, Reese,
also,
I don't think it really matters because you couldn't remember 2005 anyway. Thank you for the donation.
Well, I did. The thing is, I did play DS as a kid, so it does, like, I did play a few years after it came out, but, like, just the fact that I grew up with a game that is now, or almost 20 years old, is still crazy to think about.
Monty the Gold, thank you for the donation. Do you think mission mode will return? No, I don't think it'll return, but I think the story mode will be a beefed up mission mode, like connecting everything.
Yeah.
So, the mission mode from DS? No. But a single player campaign? Yes!
Yeah, also, I was going to mention, on the topic of Mario Kart DS, have you noticed on Airship Fortress, and if you've seen the footage of it in Mario Kart World, it show on the tower, it has '05 on it, and I think it's referencing both 2005 as well as the fact that Mario Kart DS is the 5th Mario Kart game. I think that's a pretty cool detail. Like, I was just at first when I saw it, I was like, why does it have like a number on the tower now? But I was like, oh yeah,
that makes sense.
05 makes sense for Mario Kart DS, or like a track originating from it. So that's a pretty cool little detail there. I've noticed like a lot of like.
I just can't believe it. And the thing is, Mario Kart DS has held up insanely well. I mostly play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but if I go back to any Mario Kart, DS is the one that I go to. Mario Kart Wii has its moments where it's fun, but that item balance just kills it. Actually,
Yep.
it's in a league of its own. If I want a traditional Mario Kart experience, I either go for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or... Wait, what? Hold up.
What happened?
Oh, I thought that they revealed them on Nintendo today. Nintendo will add 3 new characters, Donkey Kong Metalhead, Diddy Doll, and Funky Metalhead. That sounds more like Sonic R. Yes, this is Andre from Game Explain.
Yes, it is.
How many times do you get that?
Now, quite a lot actually. But now, the beach, get back to work. You need to work on the 55 million analysis videos for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Will you give me my ramen if I finish it?
In 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And you have to make 5 analysis videos about the upcoming Direct in order for me to do that. So...
Yep, we actually got Andre on the stream. No joke. Sunset Wilds in 8 without time of day transitions, but not in World. It's still weird. Oh, we got Hank Hill. We got Hank Hill playing Mario Kart. Skidee, 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 skidee. The controls on Double Dash aren't stiff, they're too sensitive. Just this bit. I got this shirt that is Mario Kart themed that I'm wearing. And it says 1992, but it has a Famicom Hot Rally artwork. It's pretty interesting.
I think I have that exact same shirt. Because I have like a lot of Mario shirts and things, of course, but like I think I have that one. It's just like put away somewhere because I haven't worn it in like a couple years.
If I remember correctly.
Also, I think it's one thing that I kind of noticed about this track, and I'm sure there's like others in 8 Deluxe that have these, but like blue paratroopers.
I was just gonna say
that reminds me of New Super Mario Bros. DS.
Well, they originated in Super Mario World.
Oh yeah, but I mostly associate them with New Super Mario Bros. DS since that's where I first remember them from.
The elusive blue
they did
Koopas.
originate.
Now with go on.
I was gonna say I do know they originated in Super Mario World.
Are the blue Koopas in Super Mario Bros. Wonder? I don't think they are, but I know there are pink ones.
Yeah.
This is like one of the worst tracks from the Booster Course Pass. I don't think the layout's the same as it was originally, and also, it looks so, I don't know how to describe it. Cheap?
Yeah.
This is peak Wave 1.
It's telling that the most interesting things that we've noticed about it are the blue paratroopers.
A different color Koopa. I mean, I always notice that. There are no blue Koopas in Wonder. Wario Stadium is a much shorter track in World. With Wario Stadium, if you've played the original, that's a good thing. Yep.
Yeah, the thing is, I see so many people are saying they nerfed Wario Stadium, but I never saw people actually defend that track in the first place. It was always one of the most disliked Mario Kart tracks. So I'm like, does that really even matter at this point that it's like slightly shorter now? Because it's a decent amount shorter now because like it was way too long originally.
Are they gonna overprice DLC? If they announce DLC, that would be a bad idea. That'd be a really bad idea for them to have paid DLC.
Yeah. Also, speaking of DLC, this is a little bit off topic, but still connected to the Switch 2. Have you heard that the whole experience for Breath of the Wild is going to cost $90 on the Switch 2? Because you have the Switch 2 edition of Breath of the Wild, which is $70, and it doesn't even include the DLC. So you have to buy the DLC on top of that. Have you heard about that?
Ugh, I have, but Rodmar Sim, it's not unfinished, it's just incomplete. Classic.
And you know the thing is, I got a comment under that video saying, "That is the worst video I have ever seen since the Switch 2 was announced. You are completely invalid."
Really? It said invalid?
No, it didn't. It didn't, but it had the same energy as that. They're like, they're saying I'm spreading misinformation because because they said they were claiming that I said that the download wasn't included on the cartridge, which didn't have anything to do with what I was talking about. They thought I was talking about that rather than the DLC, and I don't know. It was really weird.
It's a big problem. I mean, with the prices and stuff, I gotta be real with you guys. I haven't made more videos about it because it's just so exhausting. What is there to say? It sucks. But at the end of the day, really what you can do is you can do you. If you find the prices to be too high, you can use things like eBay or wait for sales. They do happen sometimes. It's not frequent enough, but it does happen. Or you cannot buy them.
Oh, Jack Attack Gaming said, "Did you love the Minecraft movie? Chicken Jockey."
What the hell was that? The half pipes were not implemented well. But it's just with the price thing, it sucks. But I don't really have much more to say about it. But that Breath of the Wild thing is stupid. Really stupid, considering that the Wii U ports, honestly, if they had DLC, all the DLC was included.
Yeah, I think that's like the most egregious thing about like all the Switch 2 things so far. I think that's arguably even worse than Mario Kart, I would say, because like just like since that's like nearly a decade-old game, Nintendo's still treating their original version like it's a $60 game, which are basically like, I mean, this might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's basically like they're treating, like, the Switch 1 games are basically like Xbox 360 games, compared to the Switch 2 being basically like Xbox Series S games, but they're still treating like the Xbox 360 equivalent games as full $60 games. Which is just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is, with the variable pricing thing, I think that it's just a lame excuse. It doesn't mean variable pricing. It means we could charge more for games that are highly anticipated.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. I did hear about the bullet bill not hurting players. Whether or not it's an improvement, we'll have to see. It's not something that I'm completely sure of yet.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things that we've seen so far, we just kind of have to wait and see, because this game is like, it's going to have different physics, and it's going to be designed and balanced differently than 8 Deluxe. So we're just going to have to see. I mean, one thing that I actually like really appreciate already about how the movement looks in the game is that I kind of like how it looks more bouncy, kind of. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it seems like the characters kind of like bounce around more when they move.
Yeah, you can see the carts tilt more. It's weird because Mario Kart 8, well, not including the DLC, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just if I need to clarify, but considering that we've been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for years, I think you guys know, the game now, it's kind of looking lifeless, which is so weird. It still looks great, but compared to World, it looks a little faded, and the characters aren't as expressive. That was also just a problem with Wii U era games, where characters were not very expressive. It was like very play it safe, sanitary. You need
Also,
to bug me till the end of time. I have not gotten further in Brothership. Although, when you brought up The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild costing $90 for the full experience, with graphic patches and stuff, is Nintendo just going to add crap to games that we're not going to use, like the Zelda notes thing? To justify charging more?
I think it's kind of like with the Switch 2 games, or Switch 2 editions, it's kind of nuanced, because some of the things do look really interesting, like the one for Kirby, which is like a new campaign. And then the Mario Party thing looks fun too. I mean, I know it's kind of gimmicky, but I like how they included the talking flower, and they actually like have like mouse mini games and things. That looks fun. Stuff like that I think is fine. But then like for like Zelda, where they're just doing Zelda notes and basically barely adding anything to it, that one is going to be included with the expansion pack, but it still doesn't really seem like a that should really be like a, if they were going to charge anything for it, it should be like $5 or less. If Nintendo does see that it's like they put in enough effort for them to charge something like that, but like $10 is kind of crazy. I think that's just kind of unnecessary.
Aren't they free on PlayStation 5?
I don't know. And the thing is, some of the Switch 2 updates will be free, like ones for Mario Odyssey and things like that. And I think for some games, it does say they will improve the performance and resolution. So I think like some of the updates for Switch 2 like are free and are doing like some upgrades. So, but it's weird how like Zelda specifically is paid. Another thing I mentioned in my video is the fact that like Nintendo treats Zelda with a certain level of prestige where they always have to charge extra for it. Like Tears of the Kingdom, now this. It always seems like they want to charge something for Zelda. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. Like also Skyward Sword HD, full $60.
Yeah. Just need to do something real quick.
Yes, I saw the or heard the message that you got, Jack, or that you sent me, Jack Attack. Hey Reese, are the orange Magic Koopas from Brothership and Mario Kart World? We don't have any confirmation yet, but I think that would make a lot of sense to have the orange Magic Koopas in, since like Kamek is relegated to an item. So I think it would make sense to have the
I think that they could have they could have Kamek as a character.
Yeah.
He said the game was made for other people to watch you or fun. That makes sense. It makes sense with Star Fox Zero. It's a shame that the control scheme for that game wasn't the best. Do you think like Super Nintendo Rainbow Road's gonna return?
I mean, if fake item box isn't an item.
It's not.
Well, maybe they haven't revealed that yet. We don't know. Maybe they're hiding it. Or maybe they're also hiding SNES Rainbow Road. I mean, it's been a tradition to either have one or the other. But,
Here's the thing, though.
so I don't know. But
Here's the thing with that. Now, with Mario Kart World, have you noticed that a lot of the discoveries from the trailer, like with analysis videos and stuff like that, they're just happening now because everyone was so focused on the price and like the discourse and stuff?
yeah.
Well, there are two things that I noticed. One of them is decals that you can put on your cart, and then the other is special items. Because if you look at the box art, Wario has tuba bombs, and if you played Mario Kart Tour, the tuba bombs are a special item. So there is a likelihood we could see the return of special items. There's definitely a lot of influence from Tour, but the good aspects.
Yeah. Also, I've noticed that there seems to be a tiny bit of influence from Live Home Circuit of all games, like Kamek being actually being an item, but that was like a stage hazard in Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. But like also the P-switch is going to be in the game, which was also incorporated into Mario Kart with Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. And then also free roam is technically a variation of the idea that Mario Kart Live Home Circuit had, where you could just drive around. And it also seems to be having like some sort of thing where it plays like random music, also similar to Live Home Circuit. I know some of those are probably coincidences, but I noticed a tiny bit of influence from that game. I don't know about you, but it kind of just gave me those vibes
It is
of
a
that
little
game.
bit of a stretch, but I see where you're coming from.
Because the thing is, I feel like some of like Live Home Circuit probably released during Mario Kart World's development, like early in its development. So like maybe some of the ideas that they were kind of like doing with that kind of like I know it was developed by like the Valan Studios or whatever it was, but maybe Nintendo sent them some assets and like models and things of like early ideas for Mario Kart World. I don't know.
I see where you're coming from. Maybe they took some indirect influence from it, like they saw the gameplay and included it, but I don't think it was direct. Although with Mario Kart Tour, I think that was a lot
Yeah.
more direct, because Nintendo developed
Oh
Mario
yeah.
Kart Tour. Mario Kart
Yeah, especially
Home Circuit, that was developed by VLAN Labs. I do wonder what's going to happen with the Kongs, because we haven't seen Diddy Kong or Funky Kong.
I think there's a possibility that those could be shown in the direct. I think they're waiting to show like some like more characters and things. Like so far we've seen like 50 characters. So I think there's a possibility that we could have like up to like 72 characters because I think like it would make sense if it was like a number divisible by 24. So there is a possibility that we could see like more characters, both like regular characters and just like really random characters.
I will say, it is cool that these characters are actually enemies from Mario games. But we need to see more characters, like major characters. As cool as it is seeing things like Sidestepper playable or Cataquack, we gotta see more characters like Funky Kong or Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
RPG
Yeah,
characters
I
I'd love
think-
to see, although I can't see them happening.
On the topic of RPG characters, there's actually one that I think would make a lot of sense, even though it's unlikely. And that is Waka from Paper Mario. I just think that would be so fitting in this game to have the Waka playable. Since they were a super boss in Thousand Year Door, in the remake. And they're just like a crazy character in general. I just think they would be really fitting in Mario Kart World.
It would be an interesting character. I think after this race, we're going to be watching the original Mario Kart 8 Nintendo Direct. We got quite a few people in the chat, so now's the time to do it. I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Because, you guys, this is a crazy Nintendo Direct. And not in the sense of what they announce. Well, one of them for sure. It's the way they go about it. But I wish they had more presentations like this.
Yeah, imagine, I know this is not going to happen, but imagine if tomorrow the Mario Kart World Direct is, like, really crazy. It's just, like, a completely different format than what Nintendo, like, something like this, where it's, like, really just crazy. Like, just imagine, just out of nowhere. I know Nintendo would never do it, but just, like, just imagine if they actually do something, like, really insane for the Direct tomorrow with how they present it.
I do miss
I think
Nintendo's
it would
more
even-
fun, wacky sort of approach to directs and stuff like that. I know it's been said so many times, but this direct, it's really going to showcase that. Unless we Rainbow
Yeah.
Road's a track here, we're going to go straight to the direct.
Okay, looks like we're gonna go to the Direct. Okay, can you share your screen with me on Discord?
I mean, it's on YouTube, but I could do that.
Yeah, just so we're watching it at the same time.
Alright. Let me just see how to do this. Oh wait, what? No, I don't want to stream on OBS. let's read some of the chats. Alright, good.
Okay.
So
okay.
we're gonna watch...
I see your OBS screen.
Yeah. We're gonna watch the original Mario Kart 8 Nintendo Direct. You guys ready for this? I haven't seen, like, the full thing since 2014, so this is gonna be a blast from the past. And it's kind of long, too. It's about 36 minutes. I actually have it directly in OBS, so let's begin.
Okay.
Now, one thing about this is Nintendo set the resolution to 720p, 30 frames per second, so that's unfortunately the quality that it's going to be, despite the game running at 60 frames per second. It was 720p at one point, until 8 Deluxe boosted the resolution. Well, it was 59 frames per second, but same difference.
Speaking of that, like, or at least with Nintendo's videos specifically, it's cool that their videos are now in 4K on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, if their games are in 4K. This is something you would not see in a Nintendo Direct nowadays. He's eating the Donkey Kong cereal from the 80s?
I have that exact Mario Kart Wii comforter that's in the background there. I have that exact one. Well, it's like put away in storage now, but like I used to have that as a kid.
I saw this thing on eBay for vintage Super Mario Brothers Legend of Zelda bed sheets, and it has the most insane description you'll ever see. Oh man, I miss Iwata. You could tell that, God rest his soul, but you could tell that he was having so much fun making these directs. And it's really a passion project.
Yeah.
Because, well, the recent Nintendo Directs are hype for us. I mean, they have a lack of soul and personality. But this! This Direct! This is gonna get crazy real fast.
We've seen the footage, and yet, the mystery deepens. One of the greatest secrets Nintendo has yet to fully explain is the new concept of anti-gravity racing.
Is that Bill Trinnan's voice?
Our experts have performed relentless research to see just how much anti-gravity affects the tried and true gameplay.
It sounds like Bill Trinan.
Yeah.
To start, we played many past Mario Kart titles and
Hello,
discovered that
Shy Guy
sports
News.
variety
Good to see you here.
Always played a major part in the series. In fact, we contacted series producer Hideki Kono to find out if the courses played a part in the origin of anti-gravity racing.
I don't think it should hurt. Smile because the memory we had the memory. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Tracks that take you underwater and through the skies.
This is when they start talking about the anti-gravity.
Where should we take them next?
Yeah.
What do you think of the anti-gravity in Mario Kart 8?
So, we started brainstorming, and
I think it's cool, but like it's not really like super necessary for Mario Kart, I would say. I mean, it was a cool, like, I'm not really disappointed that they're not bringing it back in Mario Kart World, but
it was really just like a visual flair thing. It wasn't so much an actual gimmick where it changed gameplay too much. They really hyped it up though. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
Like, they were really trying to sell you on this.
Abstract concept is easily explained with a brief demonstration.
This is what a normal race on Mario Circuit looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember how much they
Tires,
pushed the anti-gravity thing when this game first released.
You still see Nintendo push gimmicks for stuff sometimes, but not like this. The closest thing I can think of is the mouse controls. That is a beautiful way of pulling the column.
I remember before Mario Kart 8 came out, I would play on like various like Mario Kart tracks that would like almost do things where you go like where it gets close to that, like where you could drive on like the sides of the walls, or like Mario Kart DS Rainbow Road. where it has like that
When you look
thing.
back at a
I
replay
like.
video like this,
I remember I was just so excited about 8 that I just kept playing on like tracks like that. I was like, it's almost like 8, but not quite.
It seems anti-gravity allows you to race
That
up
sometimes
vertical
happens
tracks
before a
like
new
in Mario
game
Kart
releases. Like, I'll
8.
play an older game in a series
You can zip across the walls of buildings
just
in
to,
Pearl
like,
Harbor.
prepare for the new one. We've been doing that for a long time.
And you can even soar up and down a cascading waterfall. at
They make the
high
tracks with the anti-gravity look like they play so much differently with these replays and such.
which answers
But the
our
case
question about
is,
courses.
it feels mostly the
But what
same.
mysterious technique has yet to be
Yeah.
explained.
Like, really, with anti-gravity, it's
There's a
cool
new
for
element
visual
introduced
flair.
in
It
this
does
game
have
called
some
spin
fun
boost.
mechanics when you bump into the other
Bumping into
players.
other carts during anti-gravity mode will cause you to spin, and you'll get a boost off it.
But also, you know, I'm glad that the gimmick
Issues
is
with
just in
bumping
Mario
into
Kart
each
8
other.
because
You can
we've been
also
playing
get a
Mario
boost
Kart 8
by
for
running
so
into various
long.
objects
I
on
want
the
something
track.
fresh.
Yeah.
There are many objects you can use for that purpose, so I hope you will try out all of
I
them.
definitely see what you mean by the characters
Normally when
tilt
racing,
more in
avoiding
Mario
your
Kart World
opponents
and bounce
any
around.
obstacles is the way to go. But in anti-gravity mode, collisions like these can help put you in the lead. This offers players a new
I wonder
way
if there's
to get
something like
speed
a-
boosts by
or
taking risks.
A tank mode like
As a
Mario Kart
strategy, it's
Arcade
a
Grand
good way
Prix
to get
Deluxe
ahead of your
has in
opponents.
Mario Kart World.
But it also just feels good.
I like how
It's
nowadays
fun
a
to
selling
something
point is
you're
just
not
we
worried
needed a
about.
new mainline Mario Kart.
So I really hope you'll aggressively bump. into
Yeah,
opponents
it
during
was
races.
too long. I don't want to wait that long for a Mario Kart game ever again.
Not to go into too much detail, but I prepared
I'm
a
gonna
video
see if
to show you
T&D
the
wants
kinds
to
of
join.
tricks you can pull off once you master the art of spin boosting. Please have a look. These two players are trying to bump into each other to get a boost. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. You may be rivals normally, but you can cooperate and find new opportunities to get ahead.
Joshi, good to see ya.
Our conclusive
Joshi
evidence
is
suggests
here.
that anti-gravity racing does not merely
Oh,
deliver
nice.
the
I was about to
experience,
say, like, with what they were saying on there, I was like, whoever did that in Mario Kart? They were like, they're racing against each other, but also cooperating. I was like, what? What are you talking
Only
about?
well, Double Dash had a
And the
co-op
gameplay
mode,
of Mario Kart
but not any other
is
Mario
new.
Kart game unless you want to count Arcade Grand Prix. Joshi, do you remember this Nintendo Direct?
Super Mario Kart.
This.
a game that
Oh, that's
brings
interesting that
most
they're using the
Mario
player's
characters
choice box
together
art.
to race and battle, was
I would not
released
expect them
Yeah.
to use that.
Entertainment
But to
system
answer your question, the ocean is pretty cold right now
As
still.
the first entry in the Mario Kart series, it combined fast-paced
I don't know, I
racing
kind of liked
with the use
how
of items to
odd this
impact.
Direct was.
On the road of life, choosing your path,
Mario Kart.
your car.
How do you guys feel about the lack of
That's why in
customization?
Mario
Because
Kart,
personally,
you can customize
I don't really
your
miss it.
vehicles
and I'd love to go to Toronto
Yeah.
again.
and tires.
The thing is with the customization, I feel like it just made like with the wheels, it almost seemed like it didn't even matter that much. Like people would just choose the same wheels
If you
every
desire
time.
speed,
Like
speed
throughout Mario Kart 8, I've always chose like the slick or the wheel one, the wheels that are kind of comparable to that. I never really
Look at me, slow-mo.
like used that many types of wheels on there. So I'm like, it doesn't really matter that much, honestly.
To make it
I mean, I saw your video about how you didn't like cheesy Nintendo era, but personally, there is a fondness I have for it. But also, my sense of humor is just something else. It's kind of like an episode of Bill Nye,
with plenty of tools
minus
and
questionable
curves.
comments.
So you'll need the perfect
Although
set
that was
for
the
hugging
reboot.
slopes, curves,
They had this
like
horrible
a
musical
baby
number
child.
with
The
Rachel
body
Bloom.
is an on-road
Oh my
sport.
gosh, it made the
This
Jardians
tire
commercial look
increase your
like
traction.
a
So
masterpiece.
no matter what
Actually, it
kind
is.
of
I shouldn't have said
curves
that.
the road of life brings,
Makes
even
Ice Spice
high
sound
speed
good. There we go.
corners, you can hang on and race like a champ.
It depends
I
how
do love the
cheesy the
double-
ads were.
And if you
Oh,
want to
there's
take your
Donkey
road
Kong.
rage off-road,
It's gonna be
you're
so
off the
interesting
beaten
going
path
back to
with
games
the
with the
off-road
original
setup
rare
of
design
your
for Donkey
dreams.
Kong.
The body is a standard
Speaking of Donkey Kong,
ATV or
I think,
all-terrain vehicle. A
I think this
beast
upcoming
of
direct
ride.
is gonna
Scary
basically
and
be
comfort.
like 15 minutes
Even
of them
when the road
highlighting
of
Donkey
life
Kong's
is all
animations.
Bumpity bump bump.
We need an announcement for Daemon X Machina 2
Cushioning
at the
features
beginning, more
to
info about
absorb
it,
the friction of rough terrain.
and then we need like 10
As the
minutes
howl
of
the
them
wind
talking about Donkey Kong's facial
swirls
expressions.
rider,
Joshi, I love the new DK design. I will say, the rare design,
In life,
you know, in
everyone
retrospect,
wants to get first
I've
place.
always had
That's
sort of an
the
issue with
reason
it.
sacrifice.
He kind of has a look similar to Jimmy Neutron with the
Just look
hair,
at
and
this
just,
elegant
he's
set.
not able to be
The
as
pants are
expressive
bodies
because of the
with white
eyebrow.
horses that move as you ride.
Still, it's a
That makes you
nostalgic
belong.
design, but this new one is
Your knight in
chef's kiss.
shining armor awaits.
So much better.
The bottom is like a carriage with wooden wheels. After all, you don't
Those
care about
ads from the Wii U did not help,
You're
and
too
they did not
busy
make Nintendo fans look cool.
Time to
But at
shave
the
that
same
pretty
time, I
face
do
with
kind of
the
like
beach
how
clean
cheesy
top.
they were, because
Fly through the
they
sky.
made some good memes, but in the long run, what they're doing now is probably better for the company. Jimmy Kongtron.
Intersection.
Joshi, did you ever watch Jimmy Neutron growing up? Because I know by that time,
Will you choose?
you would have been approaching your 20s. But Jimmy Neutron was one of my favorite cartoons. It still is. Jimmy, can we customize carts to accommodate for my allergies?
I'll never forget hitting that jump. My landing made me hate bananas and peels.
Yeah, that makes sense,
for the
Joshi.
rest of my life.
It's interesting that they're doing these skits. Oh, this is where things get real good, guys. Come on. This is when it finally happened. This is when a legend was born. So we got the reconfirmation of the Koopalings.
Let's go!
We actually got the Koopalings in the February 2014 Direct. Soshi, that's
Oh,
for
Sushi,
you.
look, there's Roy.
I will say, at the time, having all the Koopalings was super cool.
Yeah, that was before they were, like, overused.
I mean, even
I mean, I
so,
guess
in
a couple
Mario
of years
Kart, it's
later-
cool to have all of them. But no Bowser Jr. was so
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, that was like early 2000s, Joshi.
7 Koopalings with 7 huge personalities are
I'll still stand by having all the Koopalings is really cool. Just so odd they didn't include Bowser Jr. However, oh no, this is where it starts. Out of all the characters they could have brought in, we get a made-up baby. Again, Baby Rosalina.
Next up, we
What if we're...
Pink Gold
Pink Gold
Peach!
Peach!
Ooh! This is
Let's
where it all
go!
began.
Lady Exude. The metallic princess is
You know, considering the quality of this, I just thought that she was like a metal or crystal peach. I didn't even notice the pink gold.
that's 30 different racers, including the option to play as a Mii character.
They revealed the entire roster. You guys, that was once the Mario Kart 8 roster. It was crazy that they thought that was okay. I will say, with Mario Kart 7, it was so weird and bad not having Waluigi. But
In 1997,
you could argue that
There's
there
the
were
Mario
still these
Kart game.
weird, cool
Mario Kart
picks.
64 was
There's the
released
Mario
on
Kart game where I
Nintendo
won
64
second place in the tournament a couple months ago.
Congratulations.
The resulting races were even more thrilling than before.
Yeah, that was pretty
First
fun.
title in the series
That was
introduced
the first time I've
Mini Turbo.
I mean, I've done like other actual Mario Kart tournaments before, but that was like the first like fairly like big one that I was in because it was kind of a fairly interesting event that they did for that.
Wow, Steve, I am so excited.
What is this?
I won't
Yeah.
keep you waiting then, girl. Now this first one.
Waluigi's face was too pointy for the 3D effect in 7, so they had to go back. I thought the reason was he was too scary for Mario Kart 7,
Never.
or something like that.
See?
What? You missed.
That's what you think.
Wow, exciting.
I knew you'd play as Pianta.
On that first throw, you'll still have the
I'm gonna play as Spike.
them on the rebound.
Spike and Nabbit are my
yeah.
picks.
And that's not all. You can
Yeah, for me, I'm also gonna go with Pianta.
times.
Pianta and Cataquack.
Next.
Susie, calm down. We're on a plan.
Unless they reveal unless the very unlikely chance that they'll reveal any RPG characters, and then I'll probably go with
So it'll get
whoever
all num num on everything
is
on 'em.
like announced or something.
Exciting, isn't it?
I really want to know who came up with this idea.
Pull up things like banana peels.
Steve and Susie's direct shopping network.
Wow, now that is
Is this why the Sportsmates happened?
more.
All right, Next up, it's time to get crazy for the crazy.
You should reference this in one of your videos one time. Or sometime. Like, you should just, like, randomly reference it, like this thing here, and just, like, not give any context to what it's referencing.
New, exciting, and this.
You know, looking at some of my skits,
This cool item.
maybe I had some indirect inspiration from this. Mies haven't really phased out of forgetting Tomodachi Life, but I see what you mean. The Wii U's the reason why they got phased out.
Well, looks like a trumpet. Does it?
Looks like a trumpet?
But you were close. Give this
What trumpet looks like that?
and you'll blow away everything around you with a powerful shockwave.
Just do it again.
Okay.
Cool, exciting, so powerful.
That's just the beginning.
That sounds like something Rob would say.
Protect you as well. Red shells, green shells, even those pesky spiny shells are simply no match for the super horn.
Has it been confirmed if the feather can dodge blue shells? Or that was like one thing in the direct. Because now we got the super horn, and we got the feather and the mushroom.
In the treehouse, they were trying to dodge it, but they, like, I was watching the footage, they were trying to dodge it with the feather, but failed. So I think, like, they were implying that you could, but the timing is, like, really, really tight, I would say.
Hey, they were actually super transparent about the pricing here.
See you next time.
We need Steve and Susie back for this next direct.
Yeah.
Now here's my question, my special Mario Kart memories. What does a beach have to do with Mario Kart?
I had Donkey Kong
It's just random stock footage.
and made a monkey
Yeah.
of myself.
Yeah, this kind of reminded me of Bill Nye, just the way it was
Mere
structured.
fractions of a second can be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. We decided to use the power of science to find out which vehicle
Oh,
will give you the edge.
speaking of science,
What's it going to be? A cart or a bike?
Bill,
Now for the test
Bill.
Of time. We began our experiment with a side-by-side look at the.
I was about to say, is that the
by Mario
Super Mario
Bros.
256 font? But no, that's like a different font there. I was like, did Nintendo use an official? Did Nintendo use an unofficial font there? But the thing is, they actually have accidentally used Super Mario 256 like for advertising for the Super Mario RPG remake. So they have used unofficial fonts.
They
at
might have
certain
done that for
times.
Mario Kart Wii. Or not Mario Kart Wii,
Yes,
Mario
I
Party
believe
10.
The leaderboard was filled with racers with bikes in Mario Kart.
Yeah, this is a long
What
direct.
about this time? Let's find out.
Indeed. But how?
I will race myself in Mario Kart 8 to gather.
They
the results
really went
for
into
our
a lot of
experiment.
detail.
Wait, my science senses are tingling. Won't the last time per lap taken in each lap be
You know the thing is, I cannot imagine like Nintendo YouTubers or streamers today like doing the reactions that they do now to like stuff like this.
By science, you're right. You take the same path each time.
I can't believe that this
Let's
actually
begin by racing
happened.
the cart around the Moo Moo Meadows course for 6 laps.
Wait. Oh, that makes sense. Wait, hold on. I just saw 1 out of 2 laps, so you can adjust the laps if you're a developer. The presentations I have now are a lot more professional, but there's just something about a Mario Kart 8 Direct. There's another Direct like this for Tomodachi Life.
Next, let's do it again with a bike for 6 laps.
This is a good time for a poll. Alright. Do you want cheesy Nintendo Directs back? I know I do.
Now, when we compare the fastest laps for each, let's see.
I think like if they do it for like game-specific directs, I think that actually works if they would do it for like that, like not general directs, but like just like for specific games. Like if they were gonna do one for Donkey Kong Bonanza,
That means the answer to my
they could just
lifeline
like
question,
do something kind of
which
crazy
vehicle
for
is faster
that.
in Mario Kart 8 is once again the bike.
I like how it ain't over until the Fat Koopa sings, looking at you, Wendy. What were they thinking?
Let's do the same.
Nowadays, that would be
on
seen
the
as
Mario
fat
Circuit
shaming.
course.
I never turned down an experiment.
You had to
Nobody had
unlock
evidence
all the
that bikes
tracks,
are
that's right.
Well, let's see.
Yeah. And it's just kind of crazy seeing, like, how few tracks were in the game at that time as well.
Why don't they give you
It's
the
like
option to adjust the laps, like in versus mode? Because we can see the tech here.
Yeah.
Next, I'll do the same with the bike.
Nintendo just admits that bikes are better. Cutie Pie
Our
singing his
fastest lap
pain.
times are
All the songs from
Eureka!
the Mario
It's
cartoons
not
were
by much,
painful.
but this time the cart was actually faster than the bike.
That's right. You'll find that bikes have the advantage when cutting tight corners is key. But when it comes to flat-out speed on a straightaway, carts have the upper hand. That's what makes it tough to come up with a definitive answer.
Wendy manages to have type 2 diabetes, but she manages it well.
In fact, we wanted to avoid a situation where one was clearly better than the other.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
spent a lot of time balancing both vehicle styles to make sure they're each.
Is this where
fundamentally
they announce the ATVs?
Well, there you have it.
They gotta announce them here.
Without a doubt, the powers of science have proven that when it comes to the question of which is faster, carts or bikes, the answer is... well, it depends on the course. Science!
Maybe this is why it reminded me of Bill Nye, just them saying science!
Console edition in the series, Mario Kart Double Dash, was released in 2003 for the Nintendo GameCube system. Vehicles now
This is when
have
Nintendo
up
wanted
to
you to
2,000,
forget about the
which
GameCube,
meant
though.
You could hold twice as many items.
Crazy they're actually
Choosing the
showing
right
it.
cart-to-character combo added
Yeah.
a level of strategy not previously.
And it just seemed like,
series.
either, like during the Wii U era and the beginning of the Switch era, they're like, they just wanted you to completely forget about the GameCube, like just like not re-releasing the games at all, or like, I mean they did have Wind Waker, but like they didn't do that much.
Online multiplayer mode are now finalized. Kart racing fans should already be familiar with the series' online multiplayer functionality. But in Mario
So this is
Kart
where they're
8,
going over the
it's now
online
even
mode.
simpler and quicker to join in. Up to 12 players with broadband internet access can race
One
together.
thing that was
And
interesting
there are
about Mario Kart 8's
450
online,
multiplayer modes to satiate
they're probably gonna go
your
over
kart
this,
racing
so I'll just
hunger.
wait for it.
Worldwide, regional, friends, and tournaments. Nintendo also announced
They
a
need
new
Mario
voice
Kart
chat
Memories and they need
for the
Steve and
lobby
Susie to
area
come
while
back.
you wait for your friends to join in.
Yeah.
I should probably just
Yeah, they
make
don't have
me's of
Mario
Steve
Kart
and
Memories.
Susie.
Breaking news about online
If they don't have Mario Kart
players
Memories
can now
section in
hold
the Mario
their
Kart
own
World
tournaments
Direct tomorrow,
and
0 out of
the
10.
day of the week.
Oh,
Time, and even
it's dead on
later.
arrival if it doesn't have Steve and Susie.
After a tournament is completed, rankings will be displayed. The developers hope everyone will participate in tournaments with setups that suit them. This reporter wagers
I gotta say,
that
hosting
45
tournaments was a
weekend
revolutionary
nights will
feature
make
for
them a
Mario
popular
Kart.
time for tournaments.
Really helps if you're a streamer.
Let's talk about the ghost
Yeah.
data. Spooky. This time around, players can download ghost data from online ghosts. to
I
race
missed the...
be they friends
I missed
or
the
even
Miiverse
world's
so
top
much.
10 Mario Kart racers.
Hi
You can
Jax the
also
Epic, good to
use
see
Yeah.
ya!
data to study the moves of ace karters.
How many of you guys actually
According to
play
the
Time
game's
Trials?
development team,
Is the
If you're
question.
able to race faster than their dev team's ghost data, you'll receive a spiffy Miiverse stamp.
See, there was a
I
hint the
used
whole
to-
A
time.
new report indicates that Mario Kart 8 will
I
include
used to
a new
do,
feature called
like,
Mario
play the
Kart TV.
Time Trials more, but not really that much lately.
It was only worth doing
This
in
will
Mario
allow
Kart
you
Wii where
to
you could
view
unlock
your
characters.
racing highlight
You could
videos.
unlock the Miiverse stamps, I believe.
I have a feeling in Mario Kart World they might have some
You can
unlockables
rewind
tied to
these
the
videos or play them in
time
slow
trials, just
motion.
because there seems to be so many unlockable things in that game. So
You can
there might be
upload your
like a
best
chance that
ones.
they're doing something with that.
Other players can download
Do you guys
and watch
remember
videos
that you
on
were
their
able to
Mario
upload
Kart
videos
TV
to YouTube directly from Mario Kart 8?
And you can
There are
also
a few of
check
them
out
on
the
my
world's
channel.
most popular reels which are
Yeah, I remember that.
high numbers of repeat views.
They got rid of it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
And yes, you can even post comments on said reels. We've also
I do remember that it took
you can
forever to upload
your
them to
highlight
YouTube.
reels from Mario Kart TV directly to YouTube.
Like, it took forever to
Most
get like a
decade of
1 minute or
YouTube
30-second
upload
clip.
to YouTube.
It was so cool, though.
And that's your news for today. Summer Jacobs signing off for the news.
Oh, we got our first glimpse of Rainbow Road, but nobody could tell who's that.
Yeah.
This looks like a beach in
Mother always
Cali.
told me, grab a mushroom, turn, and dash, but not into
That
a
announcer also kind of reminds me of the announcer in WarioWare Smooth Moves. There's this
Here on
Mario
Music Hub,
Kart
you can enjoy
memories.
live performances
Very
of
smooth
exceptional video game
gameplay.
soundtracks. Today's selections come
Is that the
from
Smash
Mario Kart
font?
8, which was recorded
It
live
looks
by a
like it.
wide variety of talented musicians.
Man, they were all over the place with this. Talk about unprofessional.
Medley. Now let's open our ears and our minds.
It's
for
like,
one
it's just so
random
weird how they're just using a bunch of these random fonts for this. Nintendo would never do that nowadays. They always use like a select few fonts for certain things nowadays. It like to make it look more professional.
Switch uses the Metropolis font. It is pretty professional. Be interesting seeing if it'll have glitches or stuff like that. I don't speedrun or anything like that. Probably will have some of them. But we live in a day where they can update the game, so they'll be patched out. But man, just look at them performing the soundtrack for Mario Kart 8. It's incredible that it's actual music and not just MIDIs.
Yeah.
They really love the saxophone for Mario Kart 8. Now the instrument of choice is the harmonica. How do you feel about that?
I think with Mario Kart World, I think the soundtrack sounds pretty interesting. Like I really like where they're going with it.
It's gonna be interesting hearing more of it. If you guys have any questions about Mario Kart World for next week, because I'll be playing it, please let me know in the comments below. Nintendo might shut off comments, but I won't. Imagine if all the fonts were just in Comic Sans. Post your epic Mario Kart reels! Anyone who says video game music is not real music needs to watch this. It doesn't get more real than this!
Yeah.
Damn, the artists are talented. My only concern...
I remember, like, when...
Go on.
I was gonna say, I remember, like, when Mario Kart 8 first released, I was, like, kind of amazed by how the new rendition of Moo Moo Meadows sounded.
Oh, it does sound amazing. Kinda has an Irish sound to it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Mario Kart Through the Ages. We're on a Mario Kart DS!
Portable entry in the series, Mario Kart.
One thing I'm noticing is that all of the Mario Kart history videos are using the Japanese version. So this was not optimized for different regions. Very unprofessional. I didn't see Rob though. Reese, have you tried speedrunning in Mario Kart 8? Or Mario Kart?
The racers are at the starting line and revved up.
I haven't. I mean, I've done, like, time trials, but...
Guess that's why they call him Super.
Thankfully, my channel didn't take off until 2019, so the creator program was well before my time. Probably ask Bandy about it, I'm sure he would remember it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think the creator program was, like, discontinued 1 year before my channel hit 1,000 subscribers.
What year was that?
Was it 2017?
My channel hit 1,000.
Was it 2017 when they?
Look at the replay.
I believe it was
That's some
2018.
serious spin boosting for some serious acceleration.
Okay, well, actually, that would have been the same year that my... Actually, let me look when they discontinued it. Because my channel hit 1,000 subscribers in December 2018.
Mine was January 2019.
Infamous and unshakable seek and destroy red shell.
Oh, that was only 1 month apart.
No one's surprised Luigi is
I don't even think it would have been a month apart. It was like early January. I did a video about Mario Kart Tour, and that blew up.
Yes, he hit the princess. Sweet revenge must taste like peaches. Wow, it's the second lap, and this.
Let me see
crowd's
when they
crowding
discontinued
and a
it.
takeoff wiggler. Mario's still in first with Bowser, Luigi, and Wario trailing close behind.
Oh yeah, it was a mere week, or mere couple weeks before my channel hit 1,000 subscribers when Nintendo ended the creator program. So my channel like was able to be monetized and like hit 1,000 subscribers just right after the creators program ended. So we both got really lucky.
Didn't Woodhawker get banned from being a Nintendo ambassador or something like that?
I don't remember. I know there was like a couple that were, but...
I will say, regardless of what you think of Woodhawker, it's a bad move on Nintendo's part not to invite him to the media event. They just got a bunch of tech YouTubers, but Woodhawker, he's arguably the biggest Nintendo Switch channel. How do you have a media event without Woodhawker?
I think it's so weird how Nintendo always does these like big, like they always highlight these content creators and these things. You know, like Everybody Want to Switch, they did it, and also like these other things. But they never actually have Nintendo YouTubers do it. It's always like really random tech YouTubers, or like just other content creators, but never actually Nintendo YouTubers. Have you noticed that?
You can have iJustine, Marquez Brownlee, and Casey Neistat, but not Woodhawker Bandy or Scott the Waz. That's crazy. Oh man. Look at this! Look at this right here. This proves that Nintendo was once an amazing company and so consumer friendly. When you got Mario Kart 8, you literally got a game for free, and it wasn't a crappy game like the Welcome Tour. You would get a free, full-on Wii U game.
Pikmin 3, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker HD.
It just blows my mind.
You can get Pikmin.
Go to Nintendo.
That's the one I got.
Pikmin.
And check back.
I got Pikmin 3 with the Wii U download. Eventually, I did get physical copies, though.
Best of all, each title comes with my full regimentation. Jokes aside, I've got one more offer for you. Alongside the release of the game, we'll also be launching a Mario.
Man, Nintendo is just... It's great when Nintendo needs to be humbled, because you get stuff like this.
The bundle includes a black Wii
Yeah.
U system, a Mario Kart 8 game,
Comes with a Wii Remote and a Wii Wheel.
Wii Wheel accessory, and a Wii Remote Plus controller. All for the suggested retail.
No, I wouldn't say so, J. to the P. Moreno, because they were consumer friendly in the DS and Wii era. Do you remember anything being overpriced back then? I mean, sure, at that time, your parents were probably getting you all your games because you were a kid, but still, games were $50. System was $200. It was originally $250 for the Wii. Everything was reasonable.
Like I remember, like back during the Wii DS and then Wii U era, like I remember just going over to like if I got like good grades or something, I would go down to like Toys R Us and pick out a 3DS game.
And knowing you probably got games all the time because I couldn't imagine you with bad grades.
Yeah, I there was a lot of times where I just went down and got like games and things. I remember one time I picked out like the NES remix on the Wii U. And then at that same time my brother got Sticker Star.
Now seeing this track now means nothing because we've known about it for 11 years. But this was the first time I think we saw Bowser's Castle. I think everyone was waiting for Rainbow Road. And while they did reveal Rainbow Road as part of the news at 8, it's so interesting that they have a highlight reel like this. Nothing about the battle mode. Anyone wish that the Wii U was red instead of black? They should have made a red version. I wonder if at some point we'll get replacement shells for the Wii U, although I'm not sure if the market's that high for it.
I did like the Zelda edition Wii U, at least with the gamepad. It had the Zelda theme on it. That's the one that I have because I got it with Wind Waker HD. I hope the Rainbow Road that we get in World is a lot better.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think they'll show it in the Direct tomorrow, or do you think they're just gonna, like, maybe wait?
Now for Mario
To
Kart,
maybe
I don't think the spoilers really matter. Well, they did show Mario Kart 64 Rainbow Road. Oh wait, they did show it. They did show Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting Mario Kart 8 on launch day. I saved up all my birthday money and gift cards, and I was so excited to get it. It was one of my last days of middle school too.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas later that year.
But anyways, guys, that wraps it up for the Mario Kart Direct. We're gonna play a few more rounds, but I'm gonna need some super chats to keep it going. So we're gonna do a few more rounds, but if you want to super chat, feel free to do so, as it helps the channel greatly.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out now. I kind of have to do some things, so... But it was fun being on the stream and reacting to the Mario Kart 8 Direct.
Alright. Nico, do you want to join? Nico is Nick2751. Oh! Wait, can Riders DX join too? Let's see. Oh, I think he left. Oh wait, no, he's still here. Alright, Reese, good to see you here.
Anyways.
And keep calm and dada on. We're still going though.
Stay turkey.
Stream's still happening. Guys, don't leave. Alright, let's see. Nico is joining. Riders, do you want to join too? TND was gonna join, but he's too busy playing with the bloonies that I got him. Yeah, let's add Nico to the chat. So I'm gonna start a new call. And let's begin. Nico is gonna join. Okay, Riders DX, you just got home, so let me know when you're ready and we will have you on the stream. So far, we're still at the beginning of the Super Chat goal, so keep them coming, and let's begin. Some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. How does it feel to leave Mario Kart 8? Feels great, but the price sucks. I feel like that price just...
Everyone.
Nico! Good to see ya!
Good to see you too, Domich.
We are going to be playing some more Mario Kart 8 and predicting more of the Direct. But J to the P Moreno says that Direct was unnecessarily long. When I was a kid, it didn't feel like it was too long. Were Nintendo Directs longer before? They weren't as structured. It definitely felt more from the heart.
I can't really say. I never really watched them back in my heyday, so can't really judge it.
You were born in 2005, right?
Yeah, I was born in 2005, and I didn't even have my first phone until like 2015. You know, back when parents had discipline.
And the parents weren't an iPad? Yeah, you would have been like 9. I got into Nintendo when I was 10. So when that Direct happened, I would have been 14. I remember it vividly. But I guess when you're a kid, stuff like that, the time just doesn't feel as long. But it was an unnecessarily long direct, but come on, J to the P Moreno. Be real with us. Aren't you glad it was that long? I know I am. It left... Look at all the memes that we got from it. We got Steve and Susie, Fat Wendy, Mario Kart Memories, Mario Kart Throughout the Years, the reveal of Baby Rosalina and Pink Gold Peach. How could you not love it?
Exactly. If tomorrow doesn't have Mario Kart Memories, especially given all the memories we have with this game now, 0 out of 10 direct.
They say it's 15 minutes, but they're lying. It's actually going to be 11 years long. Because that's going to be how long it is for Mario Kart 8 Memories. Rob, I know it's you. You can use your actual account. Also, just suddenly back, and DX is up next. Yeah, we need Steve and Susie. We need to have Mario Kart Memories. Otherwise, it's a 0 out of 10 direct. I'm definitely going to bring it up in the video that I do about it tomorrow. Well, likely. Since it's early and I'm a night owl, I'm not sure if I will be able to fully be awake. And when I don't get enough sleep, usually things are weird. Like offering a smushed orange cupcake to my friend Shane at Too Many Games. Rodmar Sim was there for it, and so was Riders DX. Will it take some time to get used to the Donkey Kong design? Is my question to you, Nick2751. Nico?
I've been having some mixed feelings on it, because on the one hand, I really like the design.
Oh wait, you cut out. Alright, I just started the new call. It's a group chat with Nico and Riders DX. So let's begin! Just gotta wait for it. What does that mean? Bruh, I thought they were dead.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah, I just added Riders to the call.
Okay, so as I was answering a question, it's a good design. I really, really like it. But at the same time, I do feel it leans a little too much into his silliness and not so much, what is a core part of Donkey Kong's character, which is his stubbornness, his edge. He's a bit of a flawed character.
I will say, with Donkey Kong's new design, I don't necessarily agree with you there because he still looks like his original self when he gets angry or is serious about something. And he does still have moments where, there's that edge and stubbornness. But the Goofy design, it's mostly when he sees things like bananas.
No, yeah, that's fine for, brief moments. I just think I'm not super keen on, the amount of space in his eyes now. Because what I do like about characters is when there's not so much empty space in the pupils. It's why I'm not a big fan of, that modern Mickey design. Because when I found out his whole face is supposed to be his eyes, I realized just how much dead space it kind of leaves with the more white eyes, in contrast to his whole face being his eyes. I don't really like that empty area in his, eye area for DK. I liked it when his eyes were a little bit more full by the brow area.
How would you feel if they did something like the Donkey Kong 94 design, where there wasn't, the black space for the eyes and it was, more natural? Because I can see where you're coming from there.
Although that is another thing, is that I feel like people kind of forget DK the Third isn't Cranky. It'd be one thing if they redesigned Cranky as well to look a little bit like, his old pre-Rare design. Because, okay, he's supposed to be the original. You could just say, well, that's what he looked like when he was younger. But I think the modern DK changing that drastically, it's kind of weird. Because, they're supposed to be two different characters. I know Miyamoto loves his classic design, but at the end of the day, they're still different characters. So them having, genetic differences makes sense.
Good to see you, Catty Australia, or Aussie, or Cattle Aussie. You better bring me some Vegemite. I actually like Vegemite, it's really good. Yeah, I will say that, you know, with the amount of space that there is, that is a critique of the design, but overall, I definitely prefer it. It's just interesting because the Mario series hasn't gone through any major redesigns since 2002. We have slight redesigns, mostly towards enemies and such.
I don't think it's a bad thing either. It's like, I'm okay with this design because at least at the end of the day, it shows Nintendo cares. Unlike, you know, a certain Hedgehog series that likes using 20-year-old outdated models that look terrible, but, you know, that's neither here or there.
Well, the games are terrible, so it suits it.
If Riders was here, I know he'd start yelling at me.
I'm trying to summon him. It's called the Sonic Subpwony. I know the word subpoena, but Subpwony is the way it's spelled. It's called the Sonic Subpwony. I will say they did make Rainbow Road look pretty good. It looks pretty good. Pretty good. Rabatoya.
I actually haven't seen it.
Alright, so what we're gonna do is let's see how long we've been streaming. It's been almost hour and a half. We'll continue for 30 more minutes. We just need a few more super chats, so need just 2 super chats and we will continue for 30 more minutes. But now we're gonna do like 2 more races. So let's do some predictions in the meantime. You think that Tatanga is gonna come back?
I would love to see that, especially given I have played the LAN games now, and I have beaten him twice, so, you know, it would be cool to see Tatanga come back.
He's an interesting villain. With Wart, I know it's Doki Doki Panic, we all know that, but he has a Bowser-esque design to him.
To be fair, Wart has appeared in other media, even in like recent illustrations, I believe, so clearly he's still represented.
Have you noticed that all of the mainline Mario villains are fat? Except for Tatanka?
I wouldn't say that. He's a little bit of a chubby face, I'll give him that. But you're right, he's not like fat.
I mean, you got Bowser, you got Wart, you got Wario. You need Wendy next.
Who's fat?
Oh, Riders DX. We're talking about fat Mario enemies.
Oh.
In that case, include the Sledge Brothers.
Oh, wow.
Sumo
This
Brothers.
is your favorite topic.
Actually, my recent favorite topic is Bloonies. Sonic Frontiers, maybe I should go back to it.
I still need to get past the first island.
Anything Sonic related is worth going back to.
Especially that Sonic popcorn machine.
You are Sonic, I am Sonic, we are all Sonic.
Are there any other Sonics I should know about?
Sonic the Sketchhog.
Well, yes.
Fazfan, good to see ya.
So
I noticed you changed your profile picture from the Falcons one. Neat.
Huh, neat.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing. I like the way that they made Link in Sonic for Hire. Did you ever remember the Link's fashion don'tsies? My sister and I used to laugh hysterically watching it.
I used to be obsessed with like dorkly shorts back in the day, but I haven't really kept up with them in recent times.
More the same thing. So, since Riders DX is here, we will be doing a few more races. I'm looking at we'll do 6 more. But, like I said, Super Chats will help continue it. I hope Mario characters who appeared in previous games come back for Mario Kart World. Or what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, if you kept getting super chats, we would just keep streaming forever and ever.
At some point,
Well,
there's
hey.
a cap.
Well, hey, money doesn't grow on power pellet trees, you know.
Was that in
You know,
Pac-Man
every
World
hour
3?
you get one.
Actually, no, it's from the cartoon. If Soshi was here, he'd be laughing.
I was actually playing Pac-Man or Galaga Dimensions to get some footage for the video I made about the 3DS situation. And did you notice when Pac-Man clears a level, he says, "Yeah!"
That's actually probably
course.
Debbie. I think that's Debbie Derryberry who voices him in those games.
Yeah. She does a good job, but I did like his voice in Pac-Man World 3 better.
No, yeah, but
Because,
for
I
that
mean-
short-lived era, it was a good voice, and it was nice to see Debbie taking on another role.
For that design of Pac-Man, it makes sense. I wouldn't say it would fit with the classic design. I'm
No, yeah,
really
of course
hoping...
not, but-
Everybody's talking about Nintendo, but I'm really hoping that we get Pac-Man World 2 repack this year.
Considering what we were discussing the other day in the official Discord, my theory is that if they are doing Repack 2, they're probably going to announce it on the 45th anniversary, so...
That's in May,
probably
right?
22nd.
When is, like, the... I know that Pac-Man was released in May 1980. When is the official date?
The 22nd. So 4 days before my birthday.
Now that would be an early birthday present for you.
Yes, it would. I would also, I would like to see it come to Switch Online, but I don't know if it would.
I
It
am
was
worried
technically
with... Are we talking about
multi-platform.
GameCube?
Yeah, but it was a multi-platform game, so I don't know if there's any, like...
I mean,
Way to
Nintendo
get
has
around
put
that.
third-party games on Switch Online.
I guess it could happen, but you know, I guess knowing Namco nowadays, they probably refuse to acknowledge their original, and nope, you just have to buy the remake. Probably because there's a certain game in it that they don't want to pay royalties for.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They gotta do something about that. It's like if Nintendo lost the rights to Luigi, and then Arzest owned him. Actually, no, it'd make more sense for Nintendo to lose Yoshi, and it's because Arzest owns him.
That's more or less what it feels like.
Yeah. It's just trying to cough up the dough and pay your bills.
Yeah, except here's the thing. They don't deserve a penny. You saw what they did to the Sonic Classic Genesis thing? It's awful.
Well, money
That and also
talk.
GCC did kind of sell them the rights to begin with, but that's just a whole other story.
There's New York Minute. Ugh. Why do you want me to go to New York when we got New York right here, Riders?
I only want you to go to New York so you could see Ty.
No, you've been telling
But
me that
if
there
you
are
don't-
things there that are fun, like the Nintendo store and Broadway. Broadway's not my thing. That's all you.
Well, I think Broadway should be everyone's thing. You can use a little bit of art in your life. A little bit of culture, as Squidward might say.
Why don't you like Woodhawker, Catalossi? What did he do to you? Well, now you know, Retroman76. I have been doing a lot of streams recently.
Yeah. The Leech just loved leaving his fingerprints all over the online stream space.
Let's go to the Nintendo store in New York and wait for 2 months. Someone's already
Sure,
doing that.
why not?
Is anyone going to
Actually, that
camp
doesn't-
out for a console? Apparently, there's going to be enough supply, but I don't know whether to trust that.
I mean, it's all hearsay until Nintendo actually tells us when pre-orders are going up.
Apparently it's the
Unfortunately, I don't
23rd.
even get it.
This reminds me of the whole amiibo crap all over again, where you need to just constantly monitor the internet, use notifications on Twitter to see if it's gone in stock.
way.
It was not fun.
Like I was telling you earlier that I would be willing to get the Switch 2 upon launch, but I'm not going to if it's like a chore to get it. You know, if I have to like search stores, if I have to like look for like who has it in stock, if I have to do all that crap, then I'll wait.
I did watch Sir Musty's reaction to Nintendo Land. There were some moments that were just like a little bit funny, but at the end of the day, it's like, man, you keep on reacting to pretty much every Nintendo YouTuber. I can't wait to see when you make content other than reactions. I think the only one in recent memory that he did was a review of Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and then some Mario Kart stuff, but primarily it's reactions. I could see why. They do very well for him, but still, I kind of want to see what his content would be like if he just made something like Nintendo Land. Would it be slop? Would it be cinema? I really want to see it. I want to see what he can come up with. He definitely has the capability to do it.
I'm watching an ad on your stream right now, so I hope you get the funds.
Thank you.
You're gonna need him.
Well, if I ever
Yeah.
want to play Breath of the Wild with all the DLC or whatever. Crazy. So we're gonna do 4 more races, do a few more, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. How does this time work for you guys? Because I usually stream around 9, but it seems like this is better.
Honestly, this is like fine anyway, because this is the time when I usually get back home from work, and probably most other people my age. So I say this time work is good.
Mario Kart Wii Defenders or Wii Defenders for, like, the system itself? Really hoping that Poochie comes back. Actually, you know, it'd be a cool costume for Wiggler. If they have, like, the butterfly Wiggler. That'd be so cool.
Oh, like, what's it called? Flutter?
Yeah, Flutter. And then there could be one that's a baby Wiggler from New Super Mario Bros. DS. Hello? Who camps out when you can just camp out on your computer? That's if the pre-orders don't sell out in seconds. With the original Switch, what I had to do is... Well, I didn't have to, but I did it anyway. This actually worked out very well. I went to Walmart, and... Yeah, I was with my dad. This was back in 2017. And we waited to get the Switch. A midnight release. Only one lady was ahead of us. And I was able to get a Switch, Breath of the Wild Special Edition, and Super Bomberman R. I got that game too, but that was at Target. I got it all day one, and it was fairly easy to do. I didn't really mind waiting that long, because for one, it wasn't like waiting outside a store, because Walmart was open at the time for 24 hours. So what was cool about that is you could just wait inside. You just had to wait for them to break the street date. So it was really no different than waiting somewhere else. Like, I just brought my 3DS, enjoyed the 4 hours, talking to fellow Nintendo fans, and it was a good time. I've had my Switch since day one, and I'm ready to upgrade.
Me too. I hope there's a version that's very glittery and shiny.
There will be with custom shells. That was one thing that was disappointing. They didn't have different color options. It was just the black with the blue and the, as they call it, light red. But that is definitely orange. 100% orange.
I want my Switch 2 to be so bright that it blinds other people's eyes.
You are a
Well,
masochist.
that means you could commission a nice pop artist edition just for riders, just for him.
Oh, I think that
I
would
could
be a
do
great
that.
idea.
I could
Like,
actually do that.
You could slap as many Sabrinas and Taylors as your heart desires.
Oh my
And that Fortnite would run better on the Switch too. You can play as Sabrina in Fortnite.
Yes, I can. I've been playing her every day.
Does she have... Is it just like a cosmetic thing, or does she use the kiss for powers? Or like, as a weapon?
It's always a cosmetic thing. Like, I don't think any costume in Fortnite gives you a special ability.
Oh, it's been a while since I've played it. Is kissing part of it? Because I always call Sabrina Carpenter Mono.
I mean, she has a kissing emote, I guess. Yeah, you can use the emote to give kisses, but that's it.
Mono. Alright,
Well, you
3
must
more
get Mono
races,
every day.
guys. Anton Retro, you're planning to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 and accessories from GameStop. I just hope GameStop Canada gets enough. Well, with the whole situation regarding the economics and all that crap, I hope that everything goes well and all this is just... I don't even know how to describe it. But all I care about right now is whether or not I can get a Switch 2 and whether or not I can continue playing retro handhelds. I recently got the Retroid Pocket 5, and this plays Wii games. I even have my Nintendo Switch 2 lighting. I'm doing a review of this soon, but needless to say, it's been incredible. I love this thing. It might just be my new favorite handheld. They could bring it back. You got the GameCube colorway too.
Mario Kart World. I love that idea.
Has any racing game had a similar thing? I know Forza kind of did, but like a kart racer. Absolutely, I'm gonna have custom Joy-Cons on my Etsy for the Switch too. That is definitely going to happen. Extreme Rate's already confirmed that they're making shells for it. So yes, if you want custom Joy-Cons for the Switch 2, I will be making them. And if everything goes according to plan, Extreme Rate's going to release them at launch. So custom Joy-Cons will be available day one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do like the way it looks. I like it better than the original Switch. Just having the sleek black with the accents, it looks good. But I do want more customization. I'm just waiting for them to make the D-pad shells. That'll probably take a little bit longer, but color options are coming day one.
Yeah, like I said, bright, sparkly pink rainbow colors is what I want.
Would a teal gradient, blue and green, would glitter work? Because I have a shell like that.
Sure, as long as there's glitter.
There is glitter. A lot of it.
You need lots of glitter. It's gotta look like the Eras Tour.
I'm sure you had the time of your life there.
Of course I did. Nothing else in this world really matters. If you were able to go to the Eras Tour.
You couldn't pay
And
me
now
to
if
go.
you didn't get to go, the only thing you could do is just travel back in time and go to it.
Or just watch it on YouTube.
No, that's not the same.
I mean, it's not the
You
same, but...
can't relive. You can't relive a one-time thing.
No, you can't.
Demeech, what do you want to see in Mario Kart World? I want to see a story mode. I want to see more characters. I want to see special items come back, but I think special items are coming back as the box art kind of confirmed. Tatanga, I want to see an actual villain. I want there to be so much to this game that it justifies a price tag. Nintendo is setting a new standard. This is the highest priced game since we had a standard price for games. This better be the best damn game of all time. Gonna do two more
really
races.
does.
This is the second to last.
Like, they really need to do a lot to justify that price.
It's egregious.
Fun.
Although, if they reveal something like paid DLC, we're gonna have a lot to talk about, and there's gonna be a lot of content to make.
Yeah, you gotta look at the bright side of things. At least you'll have lots to talk about.
I know Dreamcast guy has been loving it. Though personally, considering everything Nintendo's done, I don't blame him in the slightest. If it happens, it happens, but it's a bad idea to have the paid DLC.
A terrible one.
It's a really bad idea to have paid DLC at this point, or ever. I will say one thing about the variable pricing thing that's a problem is when you see a game, you always gotta wonder, how much is this gonna cost? Because Nintendo didn't say that $80 is the limit. What if Tears of the Kingdom, or not Tears of the Kingdom, the next Zelda game is $100?
Now that'll be worth dying over.
That'd be worth dying over? The next Zelda game?
Yep. I mean, it better be worth dying over if it justifies a solid 100.
I could
yes,
really only see
it has
variable
to be-
pricing going in one direction. And that is upwards.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was like watching some videos about how, like, you know, if the price goes up for sure, it's likely not going to ever come down. Because now people will be used to that price. So, like, business owners will be like, oh, well, people are already playing this price. Why would we go down? Unless, like, people just stop buying the games, which is not going to happen. People will still buy the games.
There will always be the die-hard Nintendo fans, but what about the casuals?
That's the thing, though.
They're
They,
just gonna have to lose the casuals then.
yeah, but that's the
Nintendo
thing.
is taking a risk.
The casuals are basically the majority. The average kid is pretty much a casual. The average parent, they're a casual. They're the ones making the money, and they're the ones who are gonna put their foot down and be like, yeah, no, little Timmy, we have Mario Kart at home.
That is definitely going to happen. And you guys, I'll still be streaming Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and doing these tournaments. I don't think everyone's going to get Mario Kart World day one.
That's why we should all just go buy Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
They have literally the best opportunity to do something. They could just say...
Well, at that point, I might...
If Sonic games are
might as
usually...
well just buy an old racing game.
If Sonic games are only $50, you could just have the Twitter account for Sonic Cross Worlds say $49.99, and that's it, and just pin the tweet.
I would love... I mean, yeah, that's what Sonic's marketing was like when he first debuted. He literally antagonized Mario when he first came out.
You know what? That would be a win for Sonic. I will say that. Because what Nintendo's done with Mario Kart World is they've positioned it to be the greatest game of all time with that price tag.
Yeah, I don't know. People maybe they don't want, like, the greatest game. Maybe they just want something that's, like, really good but still affordable, you know?
Well, Nintendo's positioning Mario Kart World to be the greatest game of all time with that price tag. We're really gonna find out what this game's hiding tomorrow. But even so, I still think that it's gonna be hard to justify $80.
It is, especially when, like, Sony and Microsoft aren't doing that yet, but I feel like they're probably going to do that soon if Nintendo's successful with this.
Hello, Ricardo. Take me to Brazil. I want to go there someday. Not sure if I'd want to live there, but still. Same goes for
I would
Colombia,
love to visit
Nico.
Brazil. I don't know much about it, but
I mean, in Florida, we got a lot of beaches and stuff. And my other home in Greece, plenty of beaches there too. So I'd just be experiencing another tropical place, but Brazil has a lot of, you know, fun holidays. Beaches are nice. A lot of crime, though. But I would love to go. Actually, in the US, there's a lot of crime, depending on where you go. Like, if you're somewhere in the South, just like an average town in South Carolina or something, should be fairly safe. But then you head up to Chicago. Pretty bad. Chicago wasn't always like that, though. Chicago! That's when it all went downhill. I will say this. We'll do one more round, because I have more to say.
Alright, very well.
I hope one of them's Rainbow Road, because I always like to end streams on Rainbow Road. Merry Mountain's
Yeah.
kind of close enough. But I'll play as Gold Mario. There's more I have to say about the price and, you know, what I've thought ever since this Nintendo Switch 2 drama, if you want to call it that. When I think of drama, you know exactly who I think about, writers. I'll just say the only word is taco. But here's the thing. With the $80 games, it sucks, it's awful, but it's still okay to be excited for Mario Kart World and Nintendo's future.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what we do doesn't really matter because the masses are the casuals and the parents. When they buy the games, if they reject $80 games, prices will go lower, but if they accept it, that just means the price is unfortunately going to be higher. So all we can do is just... At this point, all we can do is just keep calm and dada on.
Unfortunately, that is the position we find ourselves in.
Okay, Fazfan, if you're thinking it's something exciting with other YouTubers, it's not. The drama thing is a friend of ours who tends to get involved with drama just all the time. Like, it's just he's a drama magnet. And it's usually not even drama, it's just what he thinks is drama.
And also, it's me.
It's you?
It is me. I'm the drama magnet.
He is. And it all started when we were at a taco place in Seattle.
I love drama.
Sounds like something SpongeBob would say. I did not even see that red shell. Now, you guys, the Mario Kart Direct is at 9 a.m. So this is an early Direct. Nintendo is doing these Directs super early now. I feel bad for anyone on the West Coast. You gotta get up at 6 a.m.
Oh,
that's the time I go to sleep.
Just imagine what it's like with people in like Hawaii or something.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
I don't blame Patrick for having Krabby Patties at 3 a.m. Sometimes you get hungry and need a midnight snack. Rip live chat? What happened? Oh, at Directs. Now I see it. If they turn it on, that'd be a good thing, but I know exactly what's gonna happen. We're going to see a ton of drop the prices. But you know what? Let Nintendo have it. They deserve it.
Yep.
They do.
Open
Like-
open the floodgates.
Open the
Mario Kart
floodgates!
price tag thing is totally their fault.
Breaking news! Riders got into a fistfight with Taylor Swift hater in a taco shop in Seattle. That'd be some intense drama, but I gotta be real, that drama that actually happened was so annoying. Just trying to enjoy some tacos,
Yeah.
and it was something else. But let's look at the
Yeah,
standings.
and I'm
Go on.
Yeah, I am sorry for that drama, but that person was asking for it. Like, how dare you speak the Lord's name in vain in front of me?
So the winner is Holden. Congratulations. Then followed by Nico, Meta, 4th place. So I'd be the Dreamcast of the bunch. Soshi, Alaristic. I thought it was altruistic. Chalk Milk, Reese, GB, Nick, K to Fury, Pipe, Leo, Hank Hill, Dad, Rolly, and Parker Fell. Thank you to everyone who joined. Special thank you to Reese and Nico, along with Riders DX, for joining. And as always, we have a lot to talk about tomorrow. We're going to see if Mario Kart World is truly worth the $80, or if it's not. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the video shortly after the Direct, and keep calm and da-da on.
Farewell, fellas.